Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and today we are looking at the secret side of Bendy and the Ink Machine, the version of a game we never got to play, as we dive into prototype content scrapped before release. Before we jump into this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified every time a new video drops. Video game development is a long process full of trial and error, as not all a developer's ideas will work as well when implemented as they did when on paper. Developers also play around with many concepts before settling on a final design. In this video we are going to look at some of Immediately's failed experiments, the ideas that didn't make it into the final release of Bendy and the Ink Machine. Let's begin by taking a look at the symbol portraits that can be found in the ritual room before powering on the Ink Machine in Chapter 1. We ended up with a gear, a wrench, a musical note, an ink pot, a book, and a Bendy toy. However, originally there were two portraits drawn up that can be found in the game files for Bendy Chapter 1 which didn't make the cut. These are a stitch and an ink splat. You have to wonder if these had any great meaning, as the final pictures each represented a certain character in the game, so who did these concepts belong to? Speaking of art, this abstract painting of a small village turned up in the game files for Chapter 2. This type of artwork was popular in the early 1900s onwards, and this was the time period the original Bendy cartoons would have been made in. This painting was designed by the development team's special artist Christine Crawford, and I assume may have been intended to be used in place of this painting in the artist's office during Chapter 2. What would a horror game be without a flashlight, right? Well, Bendy and the Ink Machine is one of a few indie horror games in recent memory not to feature one. However, a prototype titled Flashlight Cookie was found in the original game files, and this is what it looked like. This means that originally Henry was intended to have a flashlight while navigating the old workshop. With this in mind, I really hope we get a sequence in a future chapter where the Meatley revives this concept, as fumbling through the dark corridors of the studios while attempting to avoid Bendy jump scares would be a real neat and terrifying prospect. We all know this guy as the creepy yet mischievous face of Bendy's Ink Demon form. In fact, the original version of Bendy looked different still until it was updated around the launch of Chapter 2. Originally, however, the alive version of Bendy had a radically different look altogether. This was the face, and these were his hands. These were the early prototypes, and I think we can all agree the final designs we received are far more scary and appealing. I mean, this is just cute. Remember Sammy's scuffed up Bendy mask? Well, originally we were going to see some of the Bendy cutouts found around the studio adopt the same look. Here is a glimpse at what that would have looked like. There are also some audio recordings that didn't make the final cut. These are variations of sound that did make it into the game, but with a slightly different performance. Originally, when Henry encountered Bendy, we heard this.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
But the prototype sounded like this.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Our final prototype for this video occurs at the end of Chapter 1. In the final game, Bendy appears in the boarded up ink room, swipes at Henry, and then disappears back into the ink. Originally the sequence played out very differently. Bendy appeared and smacked at the boards until they broke. This was apparently taken out because if the player didn't run away, Bendy would break the boards and then remain stationary, which in turn would make a mockery of the entire sequence and kill any immersion. It's a shame the team couldn't get Bendy to chase Henry after smashing through the doorway, as this would have made for a super scary moment, but at least we ended up getting that in Chapter 2. There were also a few pre-release images for Bendy Chapter 2 that show areas of the vault and office with a few minor changes, such as the text, "It's time to believe," that can be seen here on the wall. Game development is all about experimentation, and so ideas will always be rejigged and in some cases cut altogether. Still, it's interesting to see the version of Bendy and the Ink Machine we didn't get to play. And that's it for today's video guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, remember to give it a like and subscribe for more horror related content, including theories, analysis and let's play videos. And I will see you on the next one.